Speaking of fucking goofy, you're watching House Sparks Mega Worldwide. I apologize for that. I think it's funny when the play button ends up right over their nose somehow. It looks like some sort of weird. It's like her version of the no hate pictures. Um, but ultimately, this is we haven't heard from her in a while. She's been busy making an ass of herself on the floor. But hey man, don't you talk bad about my dream. I was going to say girl, but that word does not fit. It does not. I got to be honest with you. She's I remember seeing this thing. They showed us this uh I had a buddy who's in the service, and uh restaurants, he worked in a restaurant. It's the service industry. Anyways, he worked next to I think it was, yeah, down there in Arkansas or something. He was by a reservation, and he had this native feller he's real good friends with. They worked together. I believe they were chained at the leg during part of their compulsory service. Anyways, anyway, they were talking. He said one time he was telling him a story about how that his tribe has a way of describing women by using animals, kind of like them, Chinese got that thing where you're a rooster, you're a rabbit or something like that, but not a spiritual sense. Is based on the shape of their vagina. And there was like rabbit women, and they was like bird women, and then they had the horse women, which I think it's like he said he met one of them once, and they was fooling around, and she had her hand in his pants, and he put his hand down her pants. He said it was like having a horse eat a sugar cube. It was just maybe that's what he meant. But anyways, he was saying, and I was just like, every time I see her, I just can't I can't not think about that. Just weird. Anyways, I just wanted to show up and say hi, because she we look, people don't take what she has to see serious. She's working hard. She's over at Newsmax, and she is fed up, okay? Y'all, she's fed up. She's effing fed up with government weaponization. Look at that. I am fed up with weaponized government. Yeah, she don't like it. She don't like it. Tell him, Madge. Come on now.
Thank you so much for coming on. We do appreciate it.
She didn't come on. She's on. Come on, man. She's on the screen. Did you even think to invite her in there and smell her wonderful lavender?
Why is it that you support this bill? It's a massive expansion of government, and it keeps that in place.
Oh, man. Hey, listen here. She supports the debt limit because it raises we got to be able to pay our debts as a country, because part of the money that we accrued during the time that Trump was president was her PPP loans. She got a couple $100,000, man. What if we don't raise that debt limit and they go, oh shit, we got to patch this hole somehow. We got to claw back some of that money. Where's she going to be then? Rob shit, huh? What you want to do that to her? Well, you're going to have to deal with me first, son. You're going to have to. She got like pretty near $250,000 in PPP loans. They got to raise the debt limit. Come on. Think about it. Think, Rob. Okay? Think.
Well, originally I didn't support it. As a matter of fact, I don't support raising the debt ceiling.
But she's going to support raising the debt ceiling, which she does not do. Okay? Just to clarify. I want you to understand that. Okay? Some y'all do not understand. She doesn't support it, but she's gonna support it. Okay? Get that through your thick old skull.
And I don't support it because I wasn't part of the problem that created the debt.
Well, not completely true there, sweet cheeks. You are pretty near $250,000 towards that shit. Yeah. You all them loans they gave out, the people needed, you got one. You took out a big one. I'm just saying, you were. You didn't vote for it. You got it. That you can't. I'm just saying. That's like saying you ain't got no right to talk about the Constitution because you weren't there when it was signed. The fuck?
Proud to have voted no to all of these massive spending packages that have.
Yeah, that passed. Yeah, that was great. She's real proud. She's very proud of that, folks. I'm so proud of standing up to that thing that happened anyways. This is the same kind of thing I run into whenever I pick a fight outside the Circle K. Or if I was at Piggly Wiggly out back behind a dumpster and some shit would pop off and I'm like, I'm gonna lay these boys out and get my ass kicked. And even though I didn't, I'm proud of myself for standing up before I ended up on my ass.
Put the American people in debt. But the reason why I am supporting this bill is because it gives us a very special tool in the.
Oh dear. Tell me about your very special tool.
Bill to separate our appropriations into 12.
You can't spring reading on me like that. McCarthy, Biden deal. Debt ceiling suspended until 2025. Caps on non-defense. That's French or some shit, ain't non-defense. Spending. Reskins unspent. COVID. I know that one. I saw that fucking everywhere. Funds. Well, where's the funds in that? Small welfare changes. Nothing to be ashamed of. It's not the size of your welfare changes. It's how you use it. Tiny cut to new IRS spending. It's not the size of your cut to IRS spending that matters. It's what you do with it. It loosens energy project permitting. How? Do they take GHB? I hear that loosens you up.
Separate appropriation bills. And then we have to get it passed. If we don't get it passed, it
Yes, I'm the same way with cheese and fiber.
passes a CR at
All I'm thinking when I'm eating it is, I got to get it passed.
99% and gives the American people a 1% savings in the budget. But what's
Ooh, 1%. Bam.
important about the 12 appropriation bills is, Rob, this gives us the tool to take down Joe Biden's weaponized
Is it a special tool, though?
government. And that is what I'm interested in, because the appropriations is where I've.
Don't interrupt her, Rob. Excuse me. You do not interrupt my angel when she is bullshitting. Do not, okay? Rob Shit, if that is your real name. If it is, it's really good. That's really cool. If I was to have my name, I ain't told anybody my last name, but if it was shit, I'd keep it. Because you know why? I'd go, I'm the shit. And they'd go, yeah, actually, technically, that's true.
Said all along, I'm willing to fight because that's where we.
Well, and by fight, she means legislate slowly through conversation or leg wrestle.
Fund and defund government programs.
Both and neither.
I understand that, and I know that the McCarthy.
I don't think you do, okay? Did you not hear a word she said? She's doing things and not doing things at the same time. She is for stuff that she's not doing, and not for stuff she is doing, while not doing things and doing things at the same time. Am I the only one that can figure this shit out? Come on.
The amendment, the Massey amendment, that's how they got him in, so they got it out of rules with that coordination with him.
They sure did. And it passed, and now what? Then it goes up to the Senate, and they do a tweak or two, and then it comes back, and everybody pretends that it didn't change nothing, and then it goes and gets signed by what, fucking tomorrow night?
How is that enough, though? I mean, McCarthy's been bragging that this is the largest budget cut in American history, but
yeah, but that's because the budget's bigger than it's ever been. So they's obviously going by sheer number, not percentages, because there's been other people are going to find out I like talking schmeconomics.
You know, every time I hear him say that, you want to scream, but it comes on the.
No, I don't. Every time I see her in a red dress with her big clamshell sleeves on, I want to scream, though. Hoo-hoo!
On the heels of one of the biggest spending hikes in history, the government is 40% bigger than it was just.
Boy, that reporter is short. Am I the only one noticing that? Is he only speaking? Does he like bring a podium with him, or only speak to? He insists that he will only speak to the press if they send their most diminutive reporters to him. Kevin McCarthy knows the value of appearing tall.
A couple years ago, and this doesn't cut it back anywhere near that much.
No, man, this ain't no sequestration.
So I feel like you're getting little.
Little what? Go ahead, say it.
Niceties in exchange.
Little niceties. That's what I call them. I like call her up middle of the night and go, hey, how about I roll on over there with a bucket of that big tin of caramel, cheese, and regular popcorn, which we don't touch, and a couple of moon pies, and we'll make our own version of crunchy s'mores, and then, of course, no graham crackers because they lower your sex drive, which sometimes I need to just get me inside the atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? Just calm it down a touch. Roll me back, and then I'll be over there with a box of wine, buddy, and 2 straws.
Change for just this massive expansion of government.
Well, Rob, here's the issue.
Yeah, Rob, here's the issue. You're a dick. Shut up. You don't know what you're talking about. Let the woman say what she's doing to not do. She's fixing to not do.
Is I personally would love to do more. I really would.
That makes just the 2 of us. We can make it if we try, just the 2 of us. You and I. All right, come on. Look at that. U.S. total spend 2018, 4.8 trillion. 2022, 6.3 trillion. Time passages.
Republicans are barely in control of
their bowels.
1/3 of the federal government. That's the reality.
That's right. So obviously, look, Rob, you're not taking into account that they have failed to convince the greater part of the electorate that they know what the fuck they're doing. So they can't exactly be the monkey wrench party until they have complete control over the entire engine.
We're in. I'm one of the people that ran for Congress because I truly wanted to change the Republican Party. I've been unhappy.
Yes, into something unrecognizable as a functioning party. A girl can dream.
With the status quo.
What 1/3 of the government? Say people, somebody in the chat saying what 1/3? They's half the House. So they's the half of the legislature. They actually, technically speaking, just a quarter. House Republicans, just a quarter of the legislative side. Because they's the administration, that's Biden, that's Sleepy Joe and his basement brigade, man. Turning the Oval Office into a man cave. And then the Supreme Court, they're the judiciary, Judge Judiciary, the judiciary, you know what I'm talking about. They dicking around over. And then the legislative is the Congress, and that's got the Senate and the House, and Senate is half Republican, half Democrat, and a couple of independents wiggling around there in the middle, trying to please nobody at the same time. And then half of the House is Democrats, and half of it's Republicans, and there's like a little wispy hairbreadth between the 2 of them. And so they only really got that little fucking corner where they can be lunatics. And she's part of an even smaller, she's part of a marginalized community, okay? Okay? She is a marginalized minority in this horrible America that we live in. I'm just saying. And of course, I don't mean it's horrible. I'm speaking ironically.
I don't like the way Washington runs.
Right.
Well, yeah, look, I mean, this brings to mind that old Groucho Marx quote. You know what I'm saying? I would never belong to a club that would have somebody like me as a member. And I think I get what Marge is saying here. Like, obviously, Washington is broken, or I'd have never gotten elected. She's humble that way. That's what I like about her.
But I am happy to have a powerful tool.
She seems happy.
That we can use to take down Biden's weaponized government.
I mean, that's why I wanted to speak to you tonight, because I know your politics. I know that you despise a government that spends itself into oblivion for future generations.
Yeah, she does. She hates it. She hates it. And she hates it so much, she's going to vote for it and hate it while she does it. Rob, listen. It's not what you do, it's what you hate while you do it that matters. Look, it basically, I don't know if you know this, not doing something bad is not as good as doing something bad while being ashamed of yourself. I hope.
So I was surprised to see this vote from you, and I think that the answer is as sad as it is. There's just,
as somebody who ain't elected, look, Washington ain't that broke, Rob.
Not enough. Is there just not enough power? I mean, you guys passed the Limit, Save, Grow. I think it was Limit, Save, Grow. Yeah, the Limit, Save, Grow Act about a month ago. You know, that was much more fiscally sound. Why not send that to the Senate and make this?
They did. They sent it to it automatically. Once they pass it, what the fuck do you think happens, dummy? And it didn't go nowhere. That's exactly what she was saying about getting what you can get. God damn.
Senate say no to that and put it in their court.
Well, Rob, I would love to. That bill is something that we are proud of. It cut nearly.
Yeah, you know what she could be more proud of? If it actually ever got implemented, which it won't. But that's something to be proud of.
$5 trillion in spending. Yeah. Oh, it was incredible.
It's an incredible bill. Who cares if it never became law? You know what I mean? I don't want to tell you guys, it's like, I don't like bragging, but I got Merle Haggard's autograph, okay? Now, it wasn't a real Merle Haggard, and it wasn't an autograph. This guy kind of looked at him, peed on one of my records. But to me, you know, had it been actually his signature and not urine, it would have been so good. You know what I mean? It's the same thing. It's the same thing. You guys get what I'm saying.
I mean, I loved it. Absolutely loved it. But
I loved it too. It had a nice beat. You could dance to it. Hooty hoo.
The reality is that Chuck Schumer and the Senate won't do anything with that bill.
They won't do anything with it. That's not right.
And he's already prepared with 60 votes to send a clean debt ceiling raise.
Oh, man. He already passed that shit over there. And like you guys there's enough votes. If you guys dick around enough that it could come back to the House and you get enough scared Republicans only needs about 60 of them come over and go, fuck, I can't let the whole thing fall apart. I'm going to lose my fucking business that I'm padding through my government contracts that I get thrown its way. I can't let the whole thing shit to bed.
To the House, along with a Ukraine supplemental, because Lindsey Graham is demanding more money for Ukraine. That's the reality.
Yeah, Lindsey Graham, he's basically 1/5 of the government himself.
Looking at in the House right now, Democrats signed a discharge petition that they can release a clean debt ceiling bill, and they only need a handful of Republicans.
I showed up at an emergency room once and they was out of medicine, so they just gave me a discharge petition. Everybody there signed a petition that they didn't want to look at my discharge. I just went and rubbed some pine needles in it. That fixed it right up. I also had some fish tank cleaner that I put in my pee. Never mind.
So we are barely hanging on to an opportunity to pass the bill that actually does save the American people money. Not as much money as we had in our other bill, but it does have a saving.
I know you're saying words, but look at him. He's fucking confused. He doesn't get it. He doesn't understand what you're saying.
But it has a powerful tool. That's the tool.
I just like it when she keeps saying that.
That I really want, Rob. I am sick.
It's got a powerful tool she really wants. She's single, gentlemen, but not for long.
Sick and tired of the two-tier justice system. I am.
Me too. I think everybody should be weeping from both eyes.
Set up with the weaponized government.
Oh, terrible. I hate it. Especially when they put the grenade launcher on the EPA.
I am so tired of no one ever being held accountable. And
oh, terrible. She's been trying to get somebody brought before a court for all these high back chairs that make her look teensy, and nobody will even answer her fucking call.
Never anyone going to jail. And what we can do with this.
Well, that's about to be fixed. Don't worry about it. There's going to be some of them going to jail. Obviously, a bunch of them Jan Sixers just going to jail. And then, of course, Trump's going to go to jail. So, I don't think that's what you want. I just think you need to be more specific when you're asking for stuff.
Tool that we've been given with Thomas Massey's
Tool.
CR plan and appropriations is we can use our appropriations because it'll be signed into law with 12 separate bills where we can do things like defund the FBI headquarters. They don't deserve that. They don't deserve
a new building that the Chinese and the drug cartels and the Russians can't spy on. Why would we want that?
A brand new nice headquarters
Damn it.
after they've been targeting pro-life activists and
darn
parents at school boards. Merrick Garland's DOJ needs to be held accountable after
yes, you can count on that.
the unconstitutional raid at Mar-a-Lago and how he's going after President Trump.
Well, a judge signed off on it. That's what the Constitution requires, both of the government itself and the state. So they had a regional judge from the area even do it. It wasn't like they could just do it by fiat from D.C. and that kind of stuff. They had to do it down there in Florida. Now, granted, considering how many Florida men I know personally, and I go down there every so often just to up the statistics, I would like, I don't know if the judges are are themselves, meth head alligator fuckers, but yeah, I would assume so.
Claiming all these classified documents, but yet in reality, Joe Biden is the one that has classified documents practically all over the country.
Right.
Yeah, I got some right over here. You know what? The NSA is lucky I can't fucking read very well, or I'd have been through both of those pages weeks ago.
As well as, and that's to say the least, as well as protecting the president from corruption allegations as well. I know there's a lot there. I just
you can't mumble over her like that, Rob. It makes me angry. Okay.
On the financial side, it just feels like, and I think the best point you made was that there's just simply not enough power. The midterms were embarrassing for Republicans.
Yeah, I guess so. The idea is, and this is something we're going to have to deal with. Apparently, the midterms were terrible. And the Republicans had an embarrassing turnout. They were expecting a big turnover. Every time there's a new Congress, it turns over most of the fucking time. They were expecting a big version of it because Biden's all unpopular and stuff. And then they went and shit the bed and called it a pillow.
To say the least, only have 4 or 5 seats is humiliating after what we've seen the last couple of years.
Yeah, it is, Rob, and it's interesting that you feel humiliated, just being, you'd think you'd feel that way just being on Newsmax. And I'm proud of you, man. Here you are, you on Newsmax. They got almost a different shirt for you almost every week. It's, hello, Mr. Fancy Pants.
You got to get more power. We have to win more elections. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, it might be a good idea. So what you're saying is, and this sounds like a crazy fucking notion, Marge, I wouldn't listen to him, but apparently this crazy motherfucker thinks that Republicans need to win more seats by convincing voters that they're the best choice before trying a bunch of crazy shit. The fuck out of here. That's nonsense. Who believes that shit?
Congresswoman, thank you so much for taking the time. We do appreciate it.
And who's in the seat next to you? Where the fuck is that? They got a little media room. Look, well, you can't see it. Hold on, I'll slide this thing over so y'all can look. Look at it here. Look, I thought she's in her office, and she's in like this little room where they have cameras and chairs. She's like, move these 2 flags over behind me. I want fucking part of the American flag and Sweden behind me, or whatever the fuck that, Norway. I don't know what the shit that is. Something early pre-Betsy Ross, when Betsy was going through her bass player phase. Everything got to be simple, just a walking bass line. That's what she wanted for the anybody ever hear Betsy Ross's version of the national anthem? Just that. They want no words. Just do. It was good because that, Think about that before a big fucking NASCAR rally or a Super Bowl. Please rise for the national anthem. Doop, 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 doop. It'd be hard to keep your hand on your heart. It'd be like, you'd want to like get your swing on. Just back and forth. Just riding that shit. Come on. Doop, doop, doop. She was badass, man. And she was on an upright. I don't even know where they find the notes on them things. I'm lost without frets.
Thank you, Rob.
Yeah. Did she say fuck you, Rob? I agree. Thank you, Marge. Stay pure up till I get there. Shit. Thanks, guys. I had to get that out of my system. It's very, sometimes I have a hard time just like handling some of those assholes, figuratively, without becoming a character, just because it's just, they say the same shit over and over again. And it's like, sometimes we have to address it because they're going to say the one thing that stands out. Like, okay, that's going to be the new talking point. That's going to be the thing that they're, you know, if you find them shopping a talking point or shopping an idea, and you got to be aware of it. So if you're going to have a rebuttal to it, you should be aware of your political opponent's argument, and you should be able to address it, right? So doing that. How does Fecus eat corn on the cob? One at a time. Come on.